fucking way! And with a heavy clunk, the lid of the coffin slid off onto the floor. Someone sat up from inside. Snake! You. Why? Ah, those voices. Jumping 7 unless I'm mistaken. Where are the others? Are they elsewhere? Of course, there was no reason Snake would have known anything about where anyone else would be. Jumping 7 looked at one another. There was a great deal he needed to know, but... They had to tell him something, however, so they began to talk. Snake explained to them how he came to be locked in the coffin. Apparently, he'd been hit with some sort of knockout gas, and Jumpy and 7 explained what had happened to the rest of them. There was one thing, however, that neither 7 nor Jumpy could bring themselves to say. That Ace had killed Clover. They feared that if Snake knew, he might well go insane. They decided as much by a look the moment Snake had climbed out of the coffin. Snake's story explained frustratingly little. Zero's true identity was a mystery, as were his intentions. Why had Zero put Guy X in Snake's clothes? If Zero had left a note for them to say the Nonary game had been played 9 years before, was there some connection? Jumpy put the question to Snake. His answer was less than illuminating. What are you talking about? I apologize, but I have no idea what you're saying. It seemed as though Snake was perhaps not being entirely honest, but that knowledge did Jumpy and 7 little good. No matter how many times they asked, he insisted that he knew nothing. It was becoming clear that Snake wouldn't give in, and every second he spent asking him was a second wasted. Their time limit was fast approaching. Snake's release from the coffin had changed nothing. They still needed to follow Ace as quickly as possible. However, they stood in silence. The overpowering atmosphere of Chapel almost stifling. Junpei 7 and Snake simply stood, at a loss for what they would do next. What do we do now? He glanced over at Snake's wrist. Sure enough, he could see the 2 on a bracelet on Snake's wrist. The 3 of us can't make a digital route of 9. Yeah, we just get 5. Well, we're stuck here then. Hey, I just remembered something. 7 began patting his pockets as if they were checking to see if any of them held anything. What? What is it? I found something earlier. What did you find? This? He finally found the pocket he wanted, and his hand dove into it. 7 pulled out something round and metal. 0? A bracelet. There was no mistaking the number glowing at them from the face like a cartoon eye. 0's bracelet. What the hell? Are you saying that 7 has the number 0 bracelet? Yeah. Where did you get that? Snake's question was innocent enough, but if he learned the truth, if he'd been able to see, he would have noticed 7 look away. Clover gave it to me. She did? Yeah. How did she come by it? Well, she found it, see. On the other side of door 1, A deck in the captain's quarters. She asked me to hold on to it because it was too big and bulky for it to be lugging around. It was a lie, and Junpei knew it. I haven't actually looked at it yet. Didn't want to disturb the crime scene, you know? Basic stuff. Well, I did borrow one thing. Alright, Junpei. Been nice knowing you. What? What? Come on, man, I'm just kidding. Still, just in case, I want to make sure the 0 bracelet gets picked up by the red. Snake, give me a hand, alright? Without waiting for a response, he started walking toward the door. Junpei and Snake followed him quietly. Before long, they found themselves in front of the larger of two doors. Seven and Snake put their palms on the red. Once they'd done that, Seven put the number zero bracelet on the scanner panel as well. A third asterisk appeared on the screen. Now they just needed to pull the lever and the door would open. What? Huh? Why isn't it opening? Well, the first asterisk is lit up, so it must have registered the zero bracelet. Maybe it isn't actually zero. Huh? What? The bracelet may not actually produce the number zero when scanned. That is what I'm saying. Why don't we try a few different combinations? Perhaps we can determine what number that bracelet actually contains. Junpei nodded. They decided to use the following combination. What? Okay, I was gonna say, the door didn't open. What the fuck? It opened. Yeah, so it would seem. Seven clearly hadn't thought their experimentation would produce anything useful and looked rather confused. Snake was as usual calm and smug. The door slid closed. Junpei's forehead furrowed as he thought. That meant the number for the mysterious bracelet was 6. But how could it be 6? The display on the bracelet clearly showed a 0. Suddenly, from somewhere far beneath them, they heard the creak and groan of tearing metal. With it came the sound of water pouring into parts of the ship that had until recently been dry. Oh man, that's not good. I guess our time's just about up, huh? At any rate, we know now that the door can be opened. Let's go. But, Snake, you sure? Yeah, you know that only Junpei and I can go through this way. You needn't worry. I have a solution to this problem, my last resort. But if now is not the time for the last resorts, then when? Last resort. So if this bracelet is 6, then that would make June's bracelet not a 6. Can they be duplicates? I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. Junpei, Seven, and Snake ran full tilt down a long straight hallway. They were headed for the stern of the ship and had no time for distractions. As they ran, Seven spoke. Gotta admit, you really surprised me there, kid. I couldn't figure out how the hell you were gonna get out of that one. How come you didn't do the right stuff? Do that right off the bat? As I told you, it was the last resort. Had I used it at the beginning of the game, I would have come under a great deal of suspicion. I imagine most people would have taken it to mean that I was 0. Once they convinced themselves that I wasn't optimistic about my chances of making it out of it alive, let alone unscathed. felt it best to play my cards close to the chest, as it were. That way, if I were in a situation where there was nothing else I could do, I'd have a little trick up my sleeve. I'd just take my bracelet off. Snake's plan had been simple, but effective. He'd simply removed his bracelet. How? To Junpei, it looked as though Snake had simply crushed the bones of his hand until they were small enough to fit through the wristband. Of course, that would have been practically impossible, so how had he done it? Fuck's sake, Junpei. You heard the pathetic arm. Snake had slid the bracelet off and tossed it to the coffin. With it gone, he had little to fear from the numbered doors. He walked through the door easily, without authenticating. He stepped outside the other side, unscathed, and began running down the hall alongside Seven and Junpei. They kept running for a while longer, and eventually came upon a set of stairs leading downward on the right side of the hallway. They stopped and peered down the staircase. As far as they could tell, it went all the way to the bottom deck. There didn't seem to be any flooding. They nodded quickly to one another and jogged down the stairs. It took only a few minutes to make their way to the bottom deck. There was a single hallway in front of them, at the end of which there was a single door. Junpei threw it open. What is this place? It had a massive iron gate. A plate was affixed to the top of it. It read Incinerator. Incinerator? Oh my. That doesn't sound very pleasant. Do you see a lever near the gate, perhaps? Yeah. Right over here. How did you know that? Well, I'd be happy to regale you with the story. I imagine it should only take half a day or so. Ugh. Junpei grumbled, gave Snake a dirty look, and jogged over to the lever. Oh god. If you pull it, the door ought to open. Got it. He pulled the lever down. Do we really want to go inside here? With the rumble of an ancient motor, the door opened. There was no need to hold back and no time to hesitate. They pushed their way inside. Standing in front of them was Ace and Lotus. What the hell? Ace still held the revolver in his hand. It was still pressed hard against Lotus's temple. A small dark bruise had begun to form near the tip. Even from several yards away, Junpei could see that Lotus was shaking. She was terrified, but perhaps more interesting was that Junpei saw behind them another 9. But why? Why was there another one? The door stopped Junpei in his tracks. It simply shouldn't have been there. As his brain finally began to consider why, the whine of a warning klaxon filled the air, drowning out any thought. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged? What the fuck? Automatic incineration will take place in... No. What? Oh my, how exciting. You run quite a show here, Zero. A terrifying smile twisted Ace's face. What's the matter? Too frightened to understand? Here, let me explain. It's said that the incineration system is about to activate. In 9 minutes, the room will be engulfed in flame. Huh? Who are you? You don't recognize me? I'm hurt. It's me, Snake. Snake? Ah, yes, you are alive. I'm afraid your bizarre style had me confused. I'm quite glad to see that you're alive. Ace's voice didn't change. Snake ground his teeth. If you don't mind me asking, how did you get here? Snake, Junpei 7, the 3 of you couldn't have opened a door with a 9. Did you use Clover's bracelet, perhaps? What? Oh, shit. Ah, well, your reaction suggested that you did not. Hold on. Why did you think we have Clover's bracelet? Junpei felt his chest tighten. Oh. They haven't told you. Told me what? Clearly not. Normally I would take some time and enjoy the moment, but I'm afraid my time is at a premium just now. I have to make this quick. Clover? Don't do it, Ace. Keep your goddamn mouth shut. Clover. I said stop it. Don't listen to him, Snake. Junpei could feel his voice going hoarse, but Snake didn't listen to him. What happened to Clover? Ace looked at him. The corner of his mouth curled into the hook of a cruel smile. Clover died. Whoa. That's intense. The color left Snake's face. He shook his head weakly. No. That's not true. That's impossible. It's a lie. It has to be a lie. Oh, it's quite true. I can assure you of that. I killed her myself, you see. What? I'm sorry, did I stutter? I killed her. Snake's face twisted into a mask of rage, mottled red rising to dot his pale skin. His entire body shook. He looked to Junpei disturbingly like a demon. I would have rather she died with less suffering. A bullet in the brain, perhaps, would have been ideal. Unfortunately, that would have made quite a bit of noise. Circumstances being what they were, I was forced to sell for the knife. The one the knife man had, you remember? I believe I caught it just below his shoulder blade. I was rather lucky, in fact. My first thrust went right into her ribs. Her flesh was so soft. My knife slid in so easily. There was no resistance. That feeling was... I confess I feel rather excited. It was a powerful memory. Someday perhaps I hope I can feel it again. Incineration will begin in 7 minutes. I'm going to kill you. Snake's words were a guttural growl, barely audible. I'm sorry, what? I'm going to kill you. Ah, so you're going to kill me. Please do. Come now, I'm waiting. Don't do it. Don't listen to him, Snake. Stop it, kid. He's screwing with your head. Is there a problem? What are you waiting for, boy? Don't you want me to send you to join your sister? Don't. Snake. Don't do it. But Snake could no longer hear them. Snake could no longer hear anything. Snake moved like a bolt of lightning. His scream echoed through the incineration chamber full of rage and despair. Another scream filled the room. It was Lotus. She ran across the room toward Junpei, her eyes wide with terror. Snake's ill-fated attack had loosened Ace's grip on her, and she made a run for it. She reached 7 and Junpei and ducked behind them. Junpei could feel her fingers on his arm, tight enough to be painful, keeping it between her and Ace. Give me the woman. He raised his gun. I need her. Without her bracelet, I'll be unable to open this door. Quickly now. I don't have time for your shenanigans. In the center of the room, Snake's body lay eerily still. He looked like a human larva, prone and vulnerable on the floor. I see. Then it would seem I have no choice. The rest of you must die as well. Fortunately, I have 5 bullets left. 1 for Junpei, another for Lotus, and the last 3 for that lump of idiotic man you call 7. I will take Lotus's body with me and leave this room. Well, it looks as though our time together is at an end. I rather enjoyed playing with you. Goodbye. Junpei could see Ace's finger tighten. He could see it begin to squeeze down on the trigger. His body tensed, preparing for the catastrophic impact of hot lead against human flesh. Then it happened. What? Snake stood up. What? No, that's impossible. first time, Ace's composure broke. With obvious effort, Snake lunged forward, one step closer to Ace, then another. He looked, for all the world, like a zombie. "I'll kill you. I'll kill you." His voice was the mournful wailing of the undead. "Stay away from me. Get back. Stop. If you come any closer, I'll... Get away from me." Little by little, Ace was retreating. Snake didn't stop. He continued his stiff and inexorable approach, his eyes twin pools of pure fury. "Listen to me. I said don't come any closer." "Shit. You bastard." Ace's revolver leapt 5 times. 5 times the air in the incinerator was split by the crack of a bullet. Snake's body twitched as 5 clouds of blood and torn flesh leapt into the air across his body. A fine pink mist drifted from his body and disappeared. Snake made a strange sort of choking cough. And then his strength was gone. His legs crumbled and his broken and battered body slid on the floor. But Snake wasn't done. Even as the pool of blood beneath him grew, he began to move. He half crawled, half slid toward Ace. One bloody arm wrapped itself around Ace's leg, and the other gripped his thigh with strength that would have been long gone. "You son of a bitch! You're a monster! Get off of me! Let me go! Damn you!" He kicked at Snake with his free leg, driving his foot into his face, his arm, his shoulder. It made no difference. Snake refused to release him. Once a snake is ensnared his prey, rarely does it release him. "This is it, Ace. We're going to burn to death. Together." "What?" "Damn it. Damn you. Get off. Let me go, you monster." Okay, look. Think about it this way. My company owns a wonderful hospital. It has excellent doctors. You're not wounded too seriously. I'm sure we can fix you up easily. You don't have to die. You can be saved. Just let me go." Pathetic. Begging for your life. And Seven and Lotus began to speak. Junpei could hear tears in their voices and their words were strained. "Snake, that's enough. You can stop now. You've done enough. Come on, Snake, let's go. Let's get out of here. You have to come with us. We have to leave together." Snake turned toward them. He coughed and blood splattered across the floor. Then he smiled a sad sort of smile. "I apologize, but I'm afraid I can't do that. You best forget about me. You need to leave soon. I'm going to take him with me." "Shut up. Be quiet." "I couldn't save Clover. My sister died because of me. Perhaps this will begin to atone for that. Perhaps in the afterlife she can forgive me. Now go. Go now. You have to go." God damn it. Shit. We're out of time. We have to go. Seven ran towards the exit. Lotus followed him. But Junpei couldn't move. There were white lines down Snake's cheeks, where his tears had washed the blood away. He was broken, body and soul, and Junpei felt as though half of his own heart had been torn out. His eyes stung. He tried desperately to swallow to clear the lump in his throat. "Junpei, what are you doing? You have to get out of here now." Junpei's chest tightened, pulled torn by anger, misery, and a cold feeling of emptiness. Pure emotion surged through his heart, alongside the torrent of blood. He could feel it building, a tremendous wave growing taller and taller and taller. And then it broke, crashing down with thunderous force onto his shaken, unprepared mind. Snake. Snake. Junpei's rational mind was gone. He was driven by instinct now, and he launched himself across the floor at Snake and Ace. Or he tried to. Wait! Don't be an idiot, Junpei! He felt a hand grab him from behind. It was Seven. Before he had time to react, the large man had pinned Junpei's arms to his sides and was holding his body back toward the door. No. No. I have to help Snake. Get off of me. Let me go. Damn it. I don't got a choice, kid. Don't blame me for this, alright? Gates 2 and 3 are locked down. Beginning incineration. Junpei felt Seven's fist bury itself deep in his stomach, and his legs turned to mush. Seven scooped him up in the same motion and leapt through the door. It slammed shut behind them. Junpei struggled to shaky feet. He glanced over to see Lotus only a short distance away. Junpei ran to the door. There was a small window cut into it. Inside he could see Ace. Snake. Shit. Damn you all. Why? Why me? I don't deserve this. Answer me. Answer me, Zero. Why? He didn't know how much time passed. He didn't know how long he stood there, in front of the incinerator. He looked to the side. Lotus's face was ashen. If not for the hand she put against the wall, Junpei didn't think she could have stood. Seven looked old and tired and used. His eyes stared at the floor, seeing nothing. Junpei said nothing. He simply began to walk toward the door. In the hallway they'd come down earlier. Hey. Wait, Junpei. Junpei, where are you going? He blinked when their voices broke the silence. He stopped. You stay here. I'll go get Santa and June. You're gonna bring them here? How? Don't worry about that. Just stay here and wait. Alright? He began to walk again. He looked over his shoulder and watched Seven and Lotus grow smaller and smaller. They stared back, not moving. He wasn't sure if they could. He turned around again. He knew where he was going. When they walked through the hallway earlier, he noticed an elevator at the end of the side hallway. If it still worked, then maybe. Before long, Junpei found himself in front of the elevator. Next to the door was a button with a triangle on it. He pushed and the door opened. Junpei was in the large hospital room. June, Santa. He kept calling and walked to the center of the room. But try as he might, he couldn't find them. Ugh, damn it. Where did they go? Increasingly frustrated, increasingly worried, Junpei left the large hospital room. He had no choice. He would have to look for them. Junpei's heart was heavy. He couldn't shake the feeling, but there was a part of him that felt it would be wrong to, even if he could. With every step he took, his legs felt more and more like lead. I don't think it's Santa you need to worry about. Or maybe you should. But perhaps not for the reasons you may be. Sometime later, Junpei found himself at the chapel. He stepped inside, expecting to find nothing. But there on the red carpet in the center of the room... June. No, code names didn't matter any longer. She was Canny. Canny! Junpei cried her name and ran. Like lightning, he ran across the room toward her. Oh man. Canny. He stumbled to a stop. As he looked down at her body, lying so still on the floor, he felt the icy grip of fear upon his heart. She was still, so very still. No, it couldn't be. It was impossible. Slowly, Junpei bent down toward her. His hand shook, and he felt very cold and very hot at the same time. He forced himself to look. Her back was moving. Slowly it rose and fell. Relief washed over him. Oh, Canny. Junpei reached down and gently, very gently, lifted her up. Are you alright? Her face was pale and her lips were dry and cracked. Her eyes were blank and cloudy. They stared straight at Junpei but saw nothing. Trembling, Junpei wrapped his arm around her back. She was cold, very cold. Junpei tried to convince himself that it was only his imagination, but she felt as though she was fading away. He could feel his heart pounding frantically in his chest. Oh man. What the hell happened to you? You feel... I'm sorry. Her voice is very faint. I might not make it. No way. No way am I gonna let you die. I'm gonna save you, I promise. Thank you. Thank you so much for everything. I was really happy to see you again, Junpei. Really happy. Don't give me that I was crap. You're gonna see me again lots more times. You just gotta hang on, alright? Junpei, did you know? You meant a lot to me when we were kids. I've liked you for a long time. A really long time. Junpei's vision had gone blurry. It took him a moment to realize his eyes were filled with tears. He could feel the piercing point of heat deep in his heart like a white-hot flame. He looked down at Akane. Game over. There was a crack of static from above his head and a voice spoke. 0. You son of a bitch. Where are you hiding? Junpei frantically scanned the ceiling for the source of his voice. I'm right here. I've always been close to you. What the hell are you talking about? No matter. I'll tell you again. Game over. This game has ended. No, it hasn't. I'm not gonna let it end yet. I'm gonna get out of here with Canny. Calm. That is impossible. Why? Because you chose the wrong path. The wrong path. That is correct. Your path was inevitable, however. Admit defeat. Where there is shadow, there is light. Where there is light, there is shadow. So it goes. What are you talking about? It matters not. The loser has been decided. I told you I'm not gonna lose. No, you misunderstand. You haven't lost. I have lost. Junpei didn't have time to ponder what that meant. He heard the door slam shut behind him. He spun around. There was no one there. Was it Zero? Wait here. I'll be right back, I promise. She managed a single nod. Junpei laid her down gently and leapt for the door. He yanked it open and shot outside. No one. The hall was empty. There was nothing moving anywhere. Damn it! He didn't want to leave Canny alone any longer than he had to, so Junpei turned around and headed back to the chapel. Canny? She wasn't there. She wasn't anywhere. She'd been lying on the floor just moments before, and now she was gone. Oh God. No. Where is she? His cries split the heavens themselves. He screamed until his voice gave out. Then he screamed some more, but there was nothing, no answer. His voice faded away, and all that remained was cold, unfeeling silence. That was when he noticed it. A strange smell, one he'd smelled before. The smell of a peculiar white smoke. 9 seconds later, Junpei's mind winked out. What the fuck? Oh my God! That was incredible, wasn't it? You bastard. Seek a way out. Seek a door carries out. This is it. Finally, we get our answers. We get the truth. Next time, everything is gonna be revealed. Man. I just don't know if we're ready for it.